Hey, Dukaroo, what's up, man?
Miguelito, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm glad we could jump on again. Doing
Good
these
to
short
see you.
episodes of the vlog here. And how do you feel now that I've let you escape the camera for a few minutes of freedom?
Oh, I feel great. Yeah, a little relief and re-upped on the water. We're ready to go.
Right on, right on. Well, I just wanted to make sure that we got on and we continued because we had such good vibrations about topics we wanted to talk about and share a little bit, in terms of one. But we had been rapping about things I think we share in terms of vibrational frequency, in terms of the importance of love right now during COVID. Just the importance of it, man. Just the importance of love itself as an energy. And of course, as you know, I'm very much in tune with and want to promote the idea very much so, of how that bolsters our immune system right now, because they're cause and effectually related, mind and heart and emotion and expression with love. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? What do you feel? Give me some of your thoughts on the importance of love right now.
Always epically important, whether it's COVID, we're in the middle of a pandemic or not. Growing up, my father said to me, he said one thing, and there's many things that he said throughout my lifetime, but one of them I remember. And he asked me, hey, Duke, what makes the world go round? And I said, and being a young kid and seeing how hard my father worked, I said, money. And he said, no, it's love. And that will forever stay with me. A guy that has dedicated his life to becoming financially successful. He stopped me in my tracks as like a 4-year-old kid and was like, no, it is love. And that I'll always revert back to that. So what do I think about right now? What do we need more than ever? Absolutely, 100% love.
Yeah, cool, man. Very good. I think that's the importance of speaking to these types of topics, but this one in particular. And the reason I wanted to and will do as I move forward with this thing with you, man, is to promote the data and the information and the reality, the proven reality of how loving thought can bolster your immune system right now, because I think cause and effectually what we're all dealing with as one people on this planet, the equalizer right now, COVID and the virus and the effects of it. What are we all experiencing? Well, high levels of stress, anxiety, worry, uncertainty about the future like we never have before, right? Which weakens the system, period.
Absolutely, 100%.
Right? You get up and you're just like, what, twice as strong tomorrow by thinking all of that yesterday? No, you're not. You're most likely weakened on many levels, from a muscular level, circulatory level, potentially belief or spiritual level, you name it. So just the idea of what we scientifically know about the brain and its connection to the human heart, as that connection produces emotion, and how that emotion becomes stability energy, production of energy, and production of cells in blood flow, anatomically speaking, in our bodies, that if we're in a loving mind and a loving mindset with one another, no matter what the circumstances are in it. Like here I am in Costa Rica remote, hanging out with you, doing this vlogcast and trying to make it through just like you are in the States.
Yes, sir.
And we're all in pretty much the same situation. I mean, there are so many parallels and similarities. It's incredible. This has equalized the world populace. How beneficial it could be for people to understand or execute more attention to detail about these facts, how it could serve oneself and bolster immune so that people are sleeping better no matter what. Yes, we're waiting it out. Yes, it's a stressful situation. Yes, we've got a lot to learn yet. maybe the messages don't move around a lot yet. We don't know. But the bottom line is, if you're feeling groovy because of love, right? You got a deep sleep and your meals are digesting properly. You know, think about all the things in our emotional and human electricity right now that are just defunct. You know, somebody's just literally, it's like getting shocked. It's like an electrical shock for us all, every day. You know, power of love, man. I mean, when you're grooving and you're giving love and you're feeling it and you're receiving it, man, does that stuff stop or what?
I find myself in an extremely fortunate situation, especially in this time. I have a beautiful, loving girlfriend, and I have 3 amazing dogs. And when we were told to shelter in place, I can't tell you how many times in that first week that I said, you know what? To my girlfriend, Megan, I said, Megan, I'm actually looking forward to being able to just fucking kick it with you and be able to hang out. And what a fortunate situation that I feel like we're in to be wanting to be around that other person even more than we typically are, and just felt so grateful to have that opportunity. Right. So in that sense, I am eternally grateful to the powers that be, the universe, that put us in this situation so that we can capitalize on more time together. And because of that, I mean, we're a month into basically shelter in place. I'm a happy camper, man. I'm a happy camper. And I get to talk to you all the time, which I'm super grateful for. I get to Zoom, I've been Zooming with a lot of people. I've been talking FaceTime with a lot of people, and just connecting with a lot of people that typically I wouldn't have as much time to really connect with. So for that, another reason to be extremely grateful. So that love is keeping me going. And I know you are a very heart-based person like me. How's it been affecting you, Michael?
You mean the situation? You mean just continue?
Yeah. And how are you using love to get through it?
Well, I mean, I have some connections with some folks. I mean, this has definitely been a big transition in my life. Although I've been coming in and out of Costa Rica for more than a couple of years, almost 5 now, back and forth. And I do know a large portion of the community here in Hochul and in Central through surfing and music and just folks who live in town, enjoying the beach. Because everything is so stringent here, it's definitely opened doors to a new level of practice for me. I have experience with this type of thing from a different angle, and as many people know, not to keep beating a dead horse or, a metal neck, no pun intended. I went through a period like this where I was kind of quarantined in the house after shattering my neck, and having my heart surgery. Had them 8 months apart. You can't do anything. I'm in the neck brace. I got a plasty on. I can't do anything. Sleeping is like very difficult. Nobody was home during the day, isolated, not able to drive, not able to go outside, not able to take care of myself even. Even in COVID, a lot of people can do that. You can still, if you want to rampage and lose your mind and think that Clorox, bleach, and toilet paper is going to save your life, you can get out there and go get it. In my situation, I couldn't. And I was in that situation for a long period of time. So to answer your question, I've just been going deeper into my meditative practice, living in the present moment, which you and I are going to talk about on another vlogcast, I think, because we're focused on that one.
Be here now.
Yeah, man. Being in the present moment, realizing the importance of that. And then just to make sure that I've got my inner rhythm happening in such a way where there's schedule to breathe, relax, release, rise, clear, move into active thought, production things that I do, like this logcast with you, my brother. Doing music, which I love to do as a musician, making sure there's something to look forward to there. And then just checking on the circumstances every day, accepting. No, this is what it is. I don't know what's up yet. Let's see what's new. What are the laws in Costa Rica like today? To get out on the bicycle or the scooter and go see. Okay, well, this is the day they said I could ride. I'm going to go ride, and I'm going to really ride around. But I'm going to look at society. I'm going to look at places. Are they opening back up? Are people shopping? Like, are people out? Are people looking happier or no? Like, to go investigate. That's basically the way I've been doing that. And then, hopefully at the end of the night, closing with the same, kind of that cool down period, back into a relaxed, non-think, back into a meditation, maybe a little stretch, and then try to get a lot of water, and get to bed,
Well, what I try to remind myself when I do go out is there is a lot of scared people, and I just try to spread that love, and I just try to blow my mental kisses and kind of just smile at people and just let them, with my vibe, just say, hey, everything's gonna be fine. That's right. That's all we can really
do. Very powerful right now, is it not? When you do that, what do you get?
An amazing reaction. People are relieved when I smile at them. They're like, thank you so much. Like a normal human being. Oh my God, thank you. It's really cool. So
very cool.
Always good catching up with you though, Miguelito. And I appreciate everything you have to say.
Right on. Well, I appreciate what you have to say too. I mean, I'm glad you touched on that one. That's very cool, because I feel it here in Central, where it's bestowed upon me. I encounter predominantly men, but when it's done, and that nature is that, yes, it's really testing our patience right now, and yes, it's a very serious issue, but the whole vibe of the guy is, completely what you said. It's comforting. There's a peaceful warrior in the voice, and there's a smile. There's something soft. Love is there. You can see it. You can feel it. The whole position, the music of the person's voice is, I'm with you, man. And of course, it's incredibly empowering both ways right away.
Connection, even from afar.
Just an electricity, a kinetic energy, send and receive and release situation. And I mean, I've been trying to operate in that capacity for a prolonged period of time in my life. Whenever I encounter any place, what's up in terms of being in society, well, of course I would take care of you. And yes, of course I care about you as a human being. Absolutely. If I can give you comfort in that capacity in a time like this, just based on the idea that you're not perplexing your mind in another series of stresses based on isolation and feeling isolated. Yes, I love that vibration, and I give it often. Always have, always will. Like, it happens every time I go to the store, or I went and saw some friends the other night where it was safe enough for us to be good distance apart. We were outside, so it was fine. We had dinner. Convey it wherever I go, which is to intentionally check in like the person has been my family member the entire time. That's my energy, At least that's the stuff I love. That's the stuff I love to receive. So it's
absolutely
easy to give it.
It's what we need right now. We need to spread the love, man. We need to spread the love.
What are you experiencing in terms of technology and online behavior and people's communication? Are you receiving a lot of energy or communication and text and messages from folks that you can feel a vibration of love from? Is that often, or is it what is it? Does it happen often? Is it infrequent? How's that work with technology for you?
One thing I will touch on is the ability, the free time that we have right now. And in that, in conjunction with the length of conversations have, for myself, have been a lot longer. I've been able to relax my mind and say, there's not much else to do today. maybe we should sink our teeth into this conversation and have that inner calm to, even whether I'm on the phone or whether I'm on a Zoom conversation or I'm on FaceTime, I'm able to really relax and get into a full-fledged 45-minute, hour-long conversation with my good friends, my mother, my family members, Miguelito. So in that sense, using the technology that we have to connect deeper, to connect longer, to have a more, a less surface connection and a deeper connection that you can really hang on to for more than just the 2 minutes after you get off the phone. You can hang on to that for the rest of the day, week. You can hang on to that conversation for the rest of your life if it's that good. And that's kind of what I've been seeing in the Zoom realm, in the Facebook. I've seen like a lot of people doing funny stuff, which is like people are kind of touching on their inner comic, which is I kind of dig it. Like some of them is just like goofy and it's throwaway stuff, but a lot of it's like, I like the fact that people are being lighthearted and they're trying to laugh their way through this. So a lot of the technology is being used for positive, loving things, and I appreciate that. I do.
I've been noticing the same, people's humor really shining out, especially with people who are like friends on Facebook or people who were checking out It Stoked or, however they were in communication with me. That has been a fun one, man, to see that side, especially if it wasn't, completely clear on the first get-go, So that's pretty cool and positive. But I don't know. You know my thing. I'm always somebody who's very concerned about what technology has done to us as the human race.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you.
How ridiculously dangerous texting is, and just the way that we can control each other, and then be absent of emotion. And so that's why I asked. I'm glad that you're having a good experience with it. I am too on many levels and realms, but I also see the other side of it, which is that not a lot of that's going on at all. We have think about it. There's a large piece of the populace that loathes Facebook. They're terrified of it.
They're doing it wrong.
They potentially. I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, I'm somebody who sells technology, and I have a business called Launch Exposure. Some people know about, where I teach people how to try to work from home and work online on your machine and train people. I used to do that, in the CRM market years ago. But perhaps, as somebody who does that for a living and somebody who has been in the realm of technology to communicate for a long time, it is what it is. They are pieces of software. They are a logarithmic tracking devices on our lives. You either submit to it and use it for the tool that it is, and you go with what is totally, completely, apparently wrong with it, and you try to safeguard yourself as best you can. I don't know. I have a lot of opinions on this topic, but yeah. I think I tend to agree a little bit. Maybe they're just using it wrong.
Well, I was more on the base level, not so much talking about the insecurities of their data practices and all that. I was more talking about the people that get on their phone and start scrolling through the feed, and they don't
and that's totally where I was going as well.
If you do that, I could see why you'd be sick of it and you'd hate it, and it's just a bunch of face value bullshit.
Well, you got to think about it in terms of what we're talking about today, which is like the importance of love, no matter whether it's, think about it, you, that person in that moment, and you are holding what? It's a lot of things. And it's a lot of dangerous things.
It's a power tool.
Yeah. And it's a lot of dangerous things, right? This thing can be immeasurably productive. Serve a lot of very positive, practical purposes. It's also incredibly dangerous at the same time that you're holding it on many levels, depending on how it's used or what it's doing, sending off what it has, right?
Yeah.
So when we're in that scroll mode that you just spoke of, what's happening to the brain and what we're doing when we're constantly feeding the brain something is that normal activity in terms of a healthy mind a calm mind, a loving thought process? No, because you're constantly taking in data from all kinds of different directions for a prolonged period of time while you're scrolling, and it's been, it's been scientifically proven and medically proven all of the harmful effects of why these application companies made it scroll. Because scrolling is an addiction, like smoking, like drinking, like smoking crack, like doing coke, like it is an addiction, literally an addiction. I need some, I need some, I need some, zap, 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 zap. So it makes me feel shitty. I reach for my phone. I'm worried about something. I reach for my phone. Oh shit, that call's coming in. I don't like him right now. I'm controlling that negatively. Reaching for my phone. Oh shit, I just thought of that me thing and that product. So I go into that world for a while and so on. Yeah. And now you're in the rabbit hole, right? So as somebody who really, really promotes the use of technology to work from home in this crippled situation, and did before we were in a bad economy, I'm about promoting people's, I'm a business person. I'm a trainer. I want people to understand the technology so that they can utilize it to have proficiency in their lives and be able to live the standard of living, which has become almost unattainable around the world. I'm also somebody who really, really, really wants to put out information about negative effects of technology and how to watch out for those types of things, because at that point, love is lost. There's a known fact that as human beings, we need human interaction and loving energy to continue a path process of better health. That's what gets everything else, right? Everybody wants to know why Mark Cuban is like the coolest, looks pretty healthy. Why is he just like looking like he's not aging much as this billionaire that he is? Well, a lot of love, self-love, love for the people that he works with. He exercises quite a bit, right? Owns a basketball team and shit. Shoots a lot of hoop, man. Like, I know he looks like the dorky owner and shit, but this motherfucker can hoop up. So all of those things are in play. And of course, he's also a dude who's talked to this subject before himself, right? Well, why do you think this company was so successful, Mark? Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, because I fell in love with the idea and the people who supported it and wanted to do it. It was about them. I wanted to see them happy that they had made a great decision and that they had really done A, B, C, and D to make this successful. It was that vibe. And so, of course, yes, it was easy for them to invest in the company, help them, and they went boom, and they made a lot of money. It's that thinking that, no, love first. It's like the story you told me previously in another conversation about your dad, saying, you said, well, what is it? And you said money, and he said, no, son, love.
Yeah, I was a little guy, like 4 years old. My dad, who very market oriented and very enthralled with the business world, asked me at about 4 years old. He said, "Hey, dude, what's the power that makes the world go round?" I think we were listening to the Huey Lewis song. I bet that's probably how it came out. Right. What's the power that makes the world go round? And I was like, just knowing what I know as a 4-year-old kid and seeing my dad work and try to build stability for us, I said money, and he said, "No, it's love." And I'll never ever forget that as long as I live. And a very, very powerful moment for me that I'll never forget, for sure. But circling back to that Facebook thing, man, like Facebook, a lot of people hate Facebook. I say they're doing it wrong. It's a tool. Using that tool correctly you can connect with people, you can reconnect with people, you can communicate with people and build love. And if you're just scrolling through and doing whatever you were just talking about, which is like almost taking away from your own self-love and figuring your own stuff out, that's using a tool incorrectly in my opinion. Any power tool used correctly is going to achieve what you need it to achieve. Any power tool used incorrectly could possibly create a lot of damage.
Of course. So, totally, completely, and totally agree. Completely and completely.
Yeah, that's all I want to say. I mean, I could tell you a quick story about it. I think we're out of time, but quick story about me getting stuck in Canada. I used Facebook to connect with the people in and around the places where I was stuck in Canada. And before I knew it, on my road trip home, I connected with 3 or 4 people, one of which, they were all going to be hard to find. I found them easily on Facebook, one of which I never would have hung out with at all, a wonderful woman named Victoria from Australia. I ended up meeting up with her on the way home. I never would even known she was in Canada, but I happened to see something, you know, I was looking in the specific place in Nelson, Canada, and she happened to be living there then. And I'm like, I get to catch up with Victoria. A beautiful gift from the universe that I never would have had if I didn't utilize the tool in a correct manner. So that's another way that I'll touch on that. And I hate to be a blowhard about it and go maybe off topic, but it was you know, there is a lot of love to be found on our devices and through technology. We just need to know how to use those tools correctly, is all I'm trying to say.
Right on, right on. I think it's about the act of the give, don't you? Right?
Yeah.
To be found, I don't know. For me personally, I'll look at Facebook, and if I do a scrolly for some reason, not on any given day, you know. Now, to produce, certainly. This is where it's a gorgeous mechanism. It's a wonderful thing. It's, you know, you come up with all these adjectives. It's miraculous. It's love-serving. How? You created it.
Yes. Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah.
You published it. And then people scrolled and went, oh, that one was nice. Or,
I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
Or whatever the reaction is, positive or negative. But what is really going on? Well, It's like what I love about the Buddhists when they talk about joy, mudita, right? Do you become joyous because it was amazing? I was out today and I was on a walk and I'd been alone for so long, and I went out on this beautiful beach and there were people all around, but I was kind of in my moment of solitude. And this beautiful woman came up to me, and she was very, very nice, and I was entranced. And we became friends. And she was really, really a congenial person. I really liked her nature. And it was a beautiful experience. And joy was served to me because she just came out of nowhere. No. What's reality? No, I was producing joy in my heart about the idea of the possibility while she was walking up to me. That's reality. Mm-hmm. Once she engaged me, I immediately was receptive. So now there's what? Well, equanimity. Right? Cool. Then we're both producing a little bit of joy. Like boom, immediately. Now, sure. What is it in reality? Your creation. Nothing to have been bestowed or find. Always in the create. And that's what I think
I
love about Buddhist nature, the Paramita, indigenous people in general, a lot of indigenous cultures all around the world who know this. Just the idea of energy. What's really going on? Did you get something? No. It came to you? Maybe. I like to be skeptical about those. I believe very, very intensely in the idea of creation. And right now, we all have the power to do it. We have the ability to create a loving thought process for ourselves. Start with self-love and keep ego out of the way. Right?
It's a beautiful thing.
Then you feel pretty good. Otherwise, what are we really doing? Well, we're reliant on others for acceptance and approval, which can be a serious addictive danger here, right? You can accomplish it on your own. You're good to go to begin with. Now it gets easier and easier to say loving things to other people. And of course, if you do, what have you done? Well, you created twice. So now if we get a nice one back, and all of a sudden you see the person turn on their jets, they're like, oh yeah, I got some love for you now. Okay, cool. Well, that's probably why, right? Because why? They're just up to creating with you. So it's been awesome to talk to you about the importance of love, Duke LaRue.
Always, always extremely important in the love division, but especially right now. And I appreciate everything that you bring to the table, my friend. And I love you very much.
I love you too, brother. Thanks for doing this with me. Until next time, and for anybody watching, we're going to have some new episodes coming out very, very soon. And we're going to do some talking about the power of positive thinking and creating stoked energy, which is an old message from my project, It Stoked, but how it really relates to us right now in the current circumstances. And on top of that, give you some additional information about how to bolster your immune system right now, as that's so imperative for all of us all over the world. So until next time, here's to all of you. Pura vida, Tuanis, live it stoked, one. And let's keep each other with, up with loving vibes and positive energy.
Right
Love you,
on.
man.
Love you, Miguelito. See you soon.